Our first question will be from John Schaefer from WA. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Matt, was that as perfect of a first half as you could ask for?
Yeah, I thought a lot of real positive in the first half. I thought from our end, I think one thing we haven't done probably a great job is coming off of a bye week. And, I thought we really handled the last 2 weeks. And, I thought fundamentally and technically we were really sound. And I thought that was really positive from our team standpoint, and obviously a lot of credit to our coaching staff as well.
Our next question will be from Jet Beecham from KGAN. Go ahead, Jet.
Hey, Matt. Earlier this week, you talked about how you're trying to find the best version of yourself in this last three-game stretch. To us, it seemed like you guys did that. But from your experience and what you saw on the sidelines, how close were you today of being, the team that you kind of dream of to finish this season off?
Well, we took a positive step, right? I think all good football teams want to play good football in November, and we played 2 games in the month of November up until this point, and I've seen a lot of really positive growth. And I think a real challenge for football teams this time of year is, can you continue to get better? And I think you see us improving, and that part is really big for our football team. And the real challenge is, can you continue to do those things? So I think we'll continue to find out a lot about ourselves as we continue on this journey.
Our next question will be from Zane Douglas of the Iowa State Daily. Go ahead, Zane.
Hi, Matt. I hate to point to just one drive or anything like that, but how important for momentum do you think that first goal line stand was for your defense?
Yeah, I think certainly a positive. I just thought the start of the game in general, I thought we had a big third down conversion offensively that we were able to turn into points in the first drive of the game, and then for the defense to turn then back around and to limit a drive where they pretty well, did a good job from a Kansas State standpoint of moving the football down the field, and then to be able to hold them to 0 points there. I thought that was big.
And you kind of talked about improving week to week. That's been kind of your mantra a little bit. Do you think this has kind of been, or this game was kind of the culmination of that?
I don't know if it's to call me, I don't know if it's a finished product. I think there's a lot of positives we can take, and yet still I think you're at such a point where there's a lot you continue to grow and need to work on. And so, great challenges sit out in front of us, and with great challenges come great opportunities. So part of it is going back to work and continue to perfect your craft. But I do think it is a positive that we played good football today.
Thank you.
Our next question will be from Travis Hines of the Ames Tribune. Go ahead, Travis.
Matt, when you talk about that, how do you build off of today, especially with a short week?
Yeah, I think, this is going to be maybe one of the great challenges that I've had and we've had as a program since we've been here. I think this is going to be really hard. And yet I feel like, that's what you want this time of year. Hard, tough challenges that are defining of who you are and who you become. And so, we're going to have to do a great job as a coaching staff. We're going to have to do a great job as players. We're going to have to do a great job in our athletic training room. We're going to have to do a great job in our strength and conditioning. And, it's everybody, the next 6 days are going to challenge just about everything that we're about, and see how we respond to it. So great challenges in front of us for sure.
When you say it might be the greatest challenge, why is that? Is it because of the short turnaround, the team you're playing, or the stakes of what Friday will be?
I think more so the first two things. I think the reality of coming and playing on a short week, that's hard in our sport. This isn't a non-contact sport. This is a hard, tough sport. So, getting a short week is not easy. And then I think on the second part of that, you're playing an outstanding football team. So, I think, obviously really good challenges sit in front of us. So we'll have to do a great job in terms of our preparation in terms of being ready to play at our max capacity by Friday.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question is from Jared Stansbury of the Cyclone Fanatics. Go ahead, Jared.
Coach, kind of following up on that, you talked a lot previously just about how, maybe in past Novembers, you not necessarily ran out of gas or something like that, but guys maybe didn't quite have the same amount of legs that they did earlier in the year. Do you think today, is an example of maybe that being a little bit different? And then, is that going to play into just how this next week goes, obviously with only 6 days?
Yeah, I think we'll continue to find out. I certainly think there are a lot of positives up until this point, that there's been good growth, and yet there's 14 days left in the college football season that are guaranteed to us, and we're going to find out a lot about some of those challenges and some of those things. And the nice thing is we've been able to plan, knowing that some of these challenges are we're on the horizon. So all unique, and all things that that's what makes our sport really special. It's an entire season, and then you can kind of make a decision: was it positive or was it negative? And we'll continue to learn more about ourselves here in the next couple of days.
How important was it for you guys to get Brock going, running the ball early in the game, just to maybe get some of the pressure off Brees and open some things up for him?
Yeah, I don't know, Jerry, if it was completely designed. I just think, one of the nice things about what we can do offensively is, at times you take what the defense gives you. And I think that's more of a tribute to Brock's, I think, continued growth. I thought he did an incredible job really managing the football game and taking what the defense gave him, whether it was in the running game or in the passing game. I thought maybe one of his most efficient, best performances that I've seen of Brock. So I think that's hugely positive for the team in general.
Our next question is from Randy Peterson of the Des Moines Register. Go ahead, Randy.
Matt, you're not a fella that gets too high or too low on wins or losses, and you don't usually get too high or too low about individual players. But isn't it about time that Mike Rose gets some national love? I mean, there's nobody in the Big 12 defensively playing better than him right now. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I think I have been bullish about Michael. Really from the TCU game on, I really believe that Michael's one of the best defensive players that I've had the opportunity to coach. The consistency that he has played with, I don't know if there's somebody that's playing as well as what he has consistently played for the entirety of the year. Now, if there is, obviously I'm not sitting there watching everybody play college football, but I sure know what he's meant to this program and this team, and he's as special as I've ever been around, and maybe as special as I have seen.
Good job.
What is there a play today from Mike that sticks out in your mind?
Yeah, I think that's what I love about Mike Rose. I think you're going to go back and you're going to watch the tape, and I don't know if there's a play that sticks out in a negative way. And I think that consistency, honestly, Randy, and yeah, he had an interception, and he makes some plays on the jet sweep, but I think that to me it's the consistency that he's playing with. I don't know if there's anybody else that's playing as consistently as he had from the start of the season to where he is right now. And that takes a really special human, and that takes really special sacrifice from the end of the last football season through, where we are today. And I don't know if anybody's worked harder. I don't know if anybody has reached his full potential more than what I've seen from Michael.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question will be from Matt Bones of the Iowa State Daily. Go ahead, Matt.
Hi, Matt. You've been talking a lot about post-game about how you think Brock did a real good job of managing the game and was one of his best performances. And obviously we know, Brees continued on his impressive sophomore season. I mean, when this offense is getting the passing game and the running game working as, efficiently and as dominating as it was tonight, I mean, how far can this offense go? I mean, it seems like tonight was really a big statement, particularly in the second quarter, of what this offense can be.
Yeah, I think to me, it's not about offense and defense. I think when we're playing great football, we're playing as one team. And you saw that again tonight in a lot of the football game. And, it's the defense getting the ball back for the offense efficiently moving the football. It's playing together. And that part is what good football teams do. We're not just offense, we're not just defense, we're a team, and that's what we strive to be. So I think in general you're seeing us getting better playing the sport of football and playing team football along the way, and for that I am really proud of our guys' growth. And we'll have to continue to grow because those things will only get harder and more challenging as the teams we play to finish the season.
I know you'll have to look at the tape, but just from your instant reaction, what did you see out of Xavier today? Put up a career high in yardage and had a pretty impressive touchdown there in the first half. I mean, what has he been doing these last couple of weeks to really emerge as kind of that number one guy for Brock?
Yeah, again, when I think of Xavier, I don't think of, today is great because you guys get to see him play so well. But I mean, the reality, and I said this before the start of the season, Xavier Hutchinson works as hard as any of the young men that I've seen work in terms of how he goes about his business, how he practices, how he prepared for the season, what his work ethic was like. And when you have great talent and then you work really, really hard at it, then sooner than later you have the opportunity to be a consistent football player and play to what your full potential is. And I really think Xavier has done that tonight. It's obviously some great plays, but I think there's been some huge plays along the way, and his consistency at which he's performed has been really special for this team for the entirety of the season. So, very proud of him and look forward to watching him continue along the way because I think he's got a chance to continue to be a really special player for this team.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question will be from Ben Visser of the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Go ahead, Ben.
Hey, Coach, what have you seen out of Jarrell Brock in the last 2 weeks? He seems to have emerged as your sort of third down running back, and then obviously Brock finds him 3 times on third downs today, and he lays down a huge block for Xavier Hutchinson in that first quarter.
Yeah, I think Jarrell, number one, battled some things through fall camp in terms of, his health, and so missed a really big portion of fall camp. And, I think what you saw is, number one, get healthy, and then number two, you saw him fight, and that's what I really like about Jarrell is I think he's a fighter, and he's tough, and he's really worked hard to – I say this a lot to our team is you got to make me play you. And how he's practiced the last 3 weeks has been a direct result of his opportunities and then him maximizing his opportunities. And, that's hard sometimes for young guys to understand, but that's how it's going to be in this program. And he certainly, has earned the right to have, those opportunities, and he's done a great job of taking advantage of them.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question will be from Mike Floss from the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Go ahead, Mike.
Matt, did you have a bird's eye view of Brees's first touchdown run, and how would you have described that?
Impressive would be the word. I think Brees, obviously that on the sideline there was about as impressive as I've seen it. And so, again, Brees will tell you there were some seams in the offensive line I thought had another really good night. But, you at some point you got to make somebody miss, and at some point you got to be able to run away from people. And obviously Brees has got the ability to do that really, really well.
All right, Coach, that's all the questions that we have for you. Thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you.